Hello, hello, hello. Another wonderful day. Day 77 plus 1. 77 plus 1. Wow, I never thought I'd get there this far in life. I thought I'd be pushing up daisies by now. And maybe some of you hope that I am. But my thought for today is one that many of you probably, if you're being honest with yourselves, will realize you're bound to have some recollection to the same situation. It's not a put down of the Filipino nation or a group of people. It's just reality of daily life here. You know, as we know, the Filipinos are very jealous, suspicious kind of characters sometimes. And many of the situations we can find ourselves in result in that as an emotion to deal with, trying to make head and a tail of what is bothering somebody. From our point of view, is often a challenge in itself. You know, many people have commented to me about how they found themselves in hot water over the stupidest of things that happen between themselves and their girlfriend or their wives whilst living here in the Philippines. Some even comment about the same situation occurring over there in the US or in Europe when they take them back to live amongst their own fellow people. Ooh, the smell of the countryside is definitely on the nose this morning round here. I think the carabao have relieved themselves of a few kilos of unwanted waste. But as I sit down on the edge of a water channel, hopefully not too many mozzies, but nevertheless somewhere where I can rest my torso. You know, often a relationship here in the Philippines, I've found myself, and I've spoken with others, is based upon two things: money on your behalf, and the other one is fear on the other. What I mean by that is to control you when they feel insecure. They try and install the idea that you're wrong, that something will happen to you if you don't follow her rules. Sometimes, feeling a little bit threatened, we often feel we're intimidated by her threats to maybe cause harm or disharmony to your own life here in the Philippines. And they can do it in many ways. Many Filipinos, once you get to know them, you realize that their lives are totally different than that of ours. The way they put their ideas together. The analogy is a little bit like taking the grandkids to the supermarket to go past the checkout, which inevitably has a dozen or so goodies just before you put your food on the counter ready to have it priced and go through the till. The kid gets up a temper tantrum because they don't get what they want. And the parents give them a big stern talking to you. No, you're not having it. And what does it result in? More of the temper tantrum. Just wait till I get you outside. You know that feeling? Well, in a way, that's how so many Filipinos grow up. There's a lack of discipline in their own lives. It's a discipline that they understand, but it's a discipline we see as a bit lackadaisical. There's no ground rules. It's whatever goes with the flow. This is why when you as a foreigner take on children of her previous relationship, don't expect that we can discipline, create boundaries that we believe are reasonable and acceptable. Because, of course, you're asking for trouble. The trouble, of course, will come with the mother. The mother of those children will always be of the mindset that they're my kids, not yours. Even though you're quite happy to provide comfort, shelter, and often educational costs to get your or her children through to a point where they can enter the life of an adult armed with, or at least entrusted with the knowledge they've gained from college for a better life. But in a sense, we do live in a constant situation of fear. The laws here are certainly not here to make our lives any easier. They're not there to do anything more than make lives for the Filipinos understandable. When we get into trouble, we're in big trouble. And they know that. They know that the law is on their side. So the constant reminder that if you don't do this or you don't do that when you have an argument, even the reality of an argument can be turned around as a weapon against you. Because to raise your voice to a Filipino can be seen as contrary to the law. And that's a terrible situation to live in, where even to voice your own opinion to your partner, to your wife, could end up in hot water over it. In fact, you could even end up in jail. And they know that if they wish to do things to harm you, it's not too difficult for them to do that to you. And therefore, we must be constantly mindful to not step over that line, the line that possibly could end up causing us harm. Whether they will follow through or not is another thing altogether, because often the threat of fear is all it takes to bring us back in line. So guys, just remember, it's a fine line between however that song used to go. But that is a reality of life here. We will live. Hello. How are you? Good? So you remember that life is a journey here. It's an unusual journey, but it can be of great importance to us all to find the right way. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye now.